Hey there. So I thought I would jump on video and say kind of in person a little bit more about why giving a photo shoot away is so important to me and what the photo shoot experience meant to me, just in case maybe you're thinking about it or have a friend you know that could really benefit from it. Maybe you could show them this and might encourage them. But sorry, it's been a long day. You probably tell. I'm sorry, and I don't really love doing these videos, so sorry. Just bear with me. But so I remember knowing about Paul and following him on Instagram for a while, and I was always really impressed with his work and thought that the women looked beautiful. And I actually knew a few women who had shot with him, and they always spoke so highly of working with him and the photos that they got. And then Paul offered and Monica offered to give away a free photo shoot, and I remember reading it and poring over, like, should I do this, should I not do this? And I decided to enter, but I was really reluctant. I just had this feeling that if I entered, there was a chance I could win. Imagine that. And I was super nervous to push the button to agree to enter, and I thought about it over a couple days and just decided, you know what the heck, like, the chances are really pretty slim that you're gonna win, but I just had this feeling that I might. And so I finally pushed enter and entered the contest, and I kept the date in my mind, and I actually was like counting down because I was so nervous that I was gonna win. And sure enough, I won the contest. And I remember sitting at my desk at work on my break, and I found out I won, and I couldn't believe it, but I also couldn't tell anyone, because I didn't tell anyone I entered because I didn't think anyone would understand why I'd want to do this photo shoot thing. I mean, I would, it is me, like. Never done anything like this in my life. People knew I'm pretty reserved, pretty shy, quiet, introvert. But inside, I had been desiring bigger and better things for quite a while. I was really wanting to be more outgoing. I felt like I was missing out on things. I was so tired of lacking confidence, and I'll probably get a little bit emotional because it's from the heart, but for so long. And so I was very excited about winning, but also couldn't tell anyone. Kind of a strange place to be. But it, winning shot me into going after all these goals I had been, kept to myself for quite a while. I really wanted to lose weight, and for myself, I had always been an athlete growing up. And in fact, I played collegiate soccer and had done all these things, but life comes sometimes pretty fast. And after I'd graduated college and moved back to my hometown, a really dear girl that I mentored died unexpectedly, and then some other crazy things, and it just kind of derailed me a little bit. And I thought, you know what, life's really short, and I'm just gonna live it how I want, which I think we should all live life very well, but I wasn't doing it well. I was just kind of giving up instead. When I look back, I thought I was doing the right thing and going after things I wanted, but I was really just kind of stepping aside and giving up. And so, sorry that this is emotional. It's so embarrassing. I don't love doing this, but I might as well, right? Okay, so fast forward, it really started getting me motivated, and I was more determined than ever to kind of go after some things that I had been secretly desiring. So I started losing weight. I started going to a gym and all these things I had kind of been too scared to do before. I started to do. And then I remember and just to give you a little glimpse of me, every night I would study Paul's Instagram page, and like take notes on like what the girls were wearing that I liked and what their facial expression was, and you know, how they were posing. But like a common theme I found in all of them is that they all seemed to take risks to me. So like whether it be in their clothing or a way that they were showing confidence in their face or something. So when I decided to purchase things for my shoot, I really was like going after things that I was comfortable in, but like also a little bit out of my comfort zone, because so badly I was desiring like to push myself, and I thought, you know, like this is such a gift to work with this famous photographer. I like, you better make the most of it. And so I showed up with that attitude, and I remember showing up for the photo shoot and inside being like scared to death, but also like knowing everything had worked out too well for it not. I had faith that it was for a purpose, and so I was going to make the very most of it. And I went in and met Monica and Paul, and they were so nice and so genuine and just like so welcoming. I kind of like, the fear kind of started to subside, but I do remember looking at Paul, and I don't know if he remembers this, but I was like, I had so much loose skin on my stomach from losing weight so fast, and I was like, you're gonna have to do something with this, like you're gonna have to hide it, something. And he just kind of brushed it off and like told me what to do and kept taking pictures. And I remember throughout the whole photo shoot, I was like, do you have a good photo yet? Like, do you have at least one good picture? Please tell me you have one good picture. And he kind of would laugh and keep taking pictures. And then finally he started showing them to me, and I remember looking at them and thinking like, who is that girl? Like, that's not me. But I was so proud because I looked at the pictures, and it was like everything I had been desiring in my heart, like courage and strength and vulnerability and beauty, and just like the list could go on and on and on. And not to sound superficial with some of the more physical things, but even just like the inner things, like the pictures he was showing me, the images represented all of those things. And I remember being so excited and just like so proud. And I remember after going to my car, and I'm like looking at the few pictures that he sent on his phone, and I opened the computer and I'm looking at them, and I'm just like in awe, because every picture showed like one of those different qualities or multiple qualities that I had been chasing, but didn't know how to do. And for me, it was a photo shoot, and for other people it could be something else, but for me it was the photo shoot. So I remember thinking like, I can't, sitting in my car, I was like, I cannot keep this to myself. Like, this has to be shared. Other women need to experience this, whether it's a photo shoot or not. But like, to leave and to feel the way I felt, like I was like, I can't keep this to myself. So that's when I was like, I have to pay this forward. And I remember messaging Paul a few months later, and I was like, I can't shake this idea. I need to pay for a photo shoot for someone else. How do you feel about it? Can we give it away? Whatever we need to do, but can I please pay for it? And I remember he asked me like a few times, like, are you sure about this? Like, no one's ever wanted to do this before. You want to pay for a photo shoot for someone? And I was like, yes, you know. And he just kept asking me, and it wasn't because he didn't want to do it, because he's super generous, but I think he just wanted to make sure like I was really on board with like paying for someone else to have this photo shoot. And I was, and I couldn't be more thrilled with like the person that won, her story, Sam. I'm actually going to be sharing a little bit of her story before we announce the winner, but it was just like so amazing how it all worked out. And I just want to keep doing it. As long as Paul will partner with me, I will try to do this as much as I can. I mean, probably not more than once a year, but I just am so grateful, and I know that it like has the power to change lives. As strange as like a photo shoot sounds, that it can do that, but it really carries so much power, and I just want to share that. And for so long I thought I was so undeserving of it, but you're not. I'm not. Every person should have something that gives them what this has given me, and I can't, it's so hard to put into words all that it's meant, and the like friendships that I've gained out of this, and the person that I'm becoming, and the people that I'm meeting and that are encouraging me all the time. I never would have seen myself here, but I'm so thankful, and I just hope that this somehow helps someone, even though I feel super silly now that I've cried on camera like a few times. But yeah, just I hope you all have a great day, and as always, like, if you have any questions or anything, message me. I'll do my best to get back to you, but lots of love. All right.